bro.
All right, we're not gonna play any music since Facebook is being a whiny little baby.
They're hating on us.
Yeah, for like a
They're
two
hating.
second
Okay.
for a 2 second clip. I mean, come on. I
Hey,
never have any
you gotta
issues. I
love
never
Facebook.
have any issues any other time.
You gotta love Facebook. Somebody's actually doing their job today. That's what that's
Right, right, right. For
happening.
once,
Somebody's actually paying attention.
trying to
So,
make the show a little
uh,
bit better with some tunes in it. Just some noise to so we know when we come back from the breaks. That's the only reason why I did it. I'll have to
just to help
figure
us out.
something else out.
So,
So I see Daniel's back on. I see Chris is back on.
Daniel,
I
hope
see if
everybody
Zoe.
else enjoying. Hope everybody is able to see us, hear us.
Well, it looks like there's a now. See now, our people are watching. So there's 11 people watching. So,
So we
all
must have did it right today.
right. So I don't know.
Episode 5, retake.
We just won't put any videos. We'll just do straight interviews. We just won't mess. We just won't mess with the interviews or their videos. I don't want to screw it up
Okay,
again.
Dan. I see you in the chat, Dan. Thanks for watching. See, we got a Flag City. I see the colors.
Dan Vaughn's our faithful follower. He's always watching the show.
Appreciate it. Yeah, now I can see the chat now too. That's why I was wondering, like, man, we had a lot more people in the chat last time. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
I was
It's
ready
done that
for
a
it.
couple times before, like on my other, like when I used to host the UFL podcast last year. There was a couple times that I did that.
Yeah, we're gonna wait till we get some. Let some more people trickle on in here since we got it back up and running properly. Give you guys a chance. Just a little recap over what we were discussing that you guys did not hear. One of the first things that we discussed was liking, following, and sharing the rundown page. It's very simple. Just click a button, go to the page, well, the rundown, and you can like our page, you can share our page with your friends, share our page with your teammates, your family, things of that nature. We would love it. We are on YouTube, we're on TikTok, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Spotify, we'll be on Apple Podcasts here in the next coming months. But we are on all platforms, ladies and gentlemen. So there is not a reason why you cannot tune in to our show and hear us talk about the PFA
All
and
right.
semi-pro football in the Midwest.
I think Aaron's on now,
So,
so we'll see if Zoe might still be having problems. If you are Zoe, I apologize. Not sure what the hell's going on. Um,
we appreciate you trying, though, because Brian said he's been trying to interview you for the last 2 years. So he really trying to get you on the show.
Dan asked if you remember the guy's name that
Oh,
picked the ball 6 times in a half.
I am. I'm drawing a blank. If anybody played with me on ODK, Lynn, Glenn Campbell, for the life of me, I cannot remember dude's name, but he definitely was one of their elite players. Like he played offense and defense, but and I want to say he definitely played in the NFL. That was the other reason. When I found out, like mid third quarter, because you don't know a lot of guys' background. You don't know
Right,
a lot of
right.
guys until you play them. So, after the third pick, I decided to, ask a couple of fellas ask a couple of fellas on the sideline, like, hey, bro, who's this dude? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who is he? And they was like, oh man, buddy used to play in the league, like da 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 da. I'm like, man, well, he is baiting the hell out of our quarterback, bro. Like he's killing us over there. They're like, man, we keep telling him stop throwing it over there, and I'm like, well, tell him again.
All right.
As an
Well,
offensive line,
I think we're kind of back on track, so we're going to head and this next guest. I've interviewed him before on my old podcast, and he's the owner of one of the most marketed teams, I think, right now, and especially in Ohio, probably. I mean, they're on social media. They're always posting flyers, and their coaches want to know in boxing, so those players better get to practice because he'd be on their ass, probably, ready to kick it. And I think
undefeated.
So without further ado, we're going to bring in the owner of the Flag City Phantoms, Mr. Aaron Sanders.
Sure.
What's up, Aaron? I'm surprised you're not on diaper duty, buddy.
Oh no, I'm about to get ready to go to bed, so I got
baby's
my
asleep.
run at midnight. Yeah, no.
Oh, you got to run at midnight. Oh man, you got to work early, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us, man. Taking some time out the schedule. We know how it is being a semi-pro. Family comes first. So we definitely appreciate you for taking some time out with us tonight.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on. Facebook's being a pansy and didn't like the music that I added to the podcast. Trying to make it a little bit better. But thanks for joining us, man. And we're going to get right into it because I'm sure Chris is dying to ask this question. You left the PFA, went to the Tri-Point Football League for about a couple of weeks, and then you came back to the PFA. Without getting too deep into it all, what made you come back to the PFA?
Basically, I went over there. I just wasn't feeling it. It was had just too much stuff going on, and they not, they're not, like I said, I feel like we're one of the highest marketed, teams. I feel like we're doing a lot, I want to be with a league that's doing it a lot also. I can't be trying to, promote my league while I'm trying to promote my team. So, that's why PFA, Duncan does it all, the PFA does it all. So this is the best place for us right now. The best place for us in general. So.
Now I can say this one thing, like Brian did point out, as far as your marketing, we definitely pay close attention to that as being in the media. But as a player myself, one thing that I always notice, and I like to take notice of, is the swag.
Yeah.
Your jerseys are so nice. So how did y'all come up with the concept? How did y'all come up with the colors? Because I know you guys used to be the Finley Knights. So how did y'all change from that scheme to this? How did that go about?
So basically, my second year at Finley, I took over the team because our owner had passed away from cancer. So, sadly, I know her husband, he was also the owner. So he stepped away and I had to take over this, in the middle of the year. Like the second week I had to take over. I'm like, what? He said, somebody got to do it or we won't have a team. So I just jumped over and took over that. I think we played at Andy Hamilton's league. We went all the way to the championship, lost there, and then I wanted, I just wanted to like leave the team there, as a championship. That's the best, try the best we can do, and I wanted to build my own thing, and first we were going to be the Finley Ice. I came up with I found a cool, I got a cool logo with like a Yeti coming out of ice. I was like, cool, but everybody was like, that's basically my state of Finley Nights because it's the same colors. So I love Halloween. And my wife's favorite colors is purple and orange. So she was like, why don't you just do purple and orange? I'm like, low-key, that'd be hard. And I just came up with
you
the
didn't
Phantoms.
Come out and tell her that was a good idea at first, did you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's her favorite
colors.
colors.
Never admit that she's right. I don't do that, man.
Hey, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, that's true.
She's the only reason I'm able to do the Phantom, so.
Yeah, I will say this, though, that color, that's why I said that about the colors, because that's not a rare color coordination, but you don't see that in football. You don't see those two colors, usually together. So I just like, the out of the box thinking of it for real. Because who wants to look like everybody? Everybody wants to do black or dark colors. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to stand out. And for sure, one thing every time I see you guys stand out, and that's for sure.
Right, I appreciate it. I just I try to be original. Some a lot of teams like to copy off another another team or something like that. It's cool, it look good. It's already clean. Why change it? So, but I just like to be original. I try to bring somebody like we are going on second year, and there's a lot of people in the country that know us. just off of the jerseys. And then, they start following our background, like, dude, they like everything we do. I want to, like you said, once they see them jerseys, they can't forget about us. And,
I think what really got you guys on the map was that hype video from, what was that, last year that Grindhard did that?
oh yeah, right,
You
yeah.
guys, yeah, that was a cool hype video. You
Yeah,
guys had.
his brother, Tim, man, you should have seen him. He kind of a bigger guy. He's trying to. We going through all these haunted houses and stuff, and I like, I say I want to do something different. I'm like, man, we got to do something different instead of doing a field, so basic. I want to like find a haunted house. So we went all the way to Indianapolis, found a haunted house, and the people, they were happy. Like, yeah, we'd love to do it. Just shout
What
us
haunted
out.
house? What haunted house was it?
I can't remember. It was in Indianapolis. It was in Indianapolis. They had like 4 different haunted houses in one.
Okay,
So
yeah. They have a ton. They have a ton of those in that area.
Yeah, and like I called like 4 or 5 of them in the area. Like they all told me to go to hell, but I called the one. I finally got a hold of the one. He was like, they was like, when do you want to do it? I'm like, dude, I came all the way from Findlay, with 3 hours away. Can we do it tonight? What I gotta pay, whatever. And they were like, oh, just buy a ticket and just shout us out. I was like, hell yeah! And dude, we got there. They had like 6 monsters. The lady had said her monsters and stuff to do a video with us. And I love Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
And he was he was like I watched wrestling all my life and stuff, and I started falling off, and I started seeing his character. I'm like, dude, I love what he do. That dark and his monologue is crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted his voice in our video because I felt like it would be awesome to do.
And see, that's the good thing about what you're trying to do there, Rob, because you stand in your lane and you using what the team is and what the concept that you have for the team to your advantage as far as using it for media purposes. And that's going to draw, and that's what really draws attention. Like we said, I know another team that kind of took the similar route. I don't know if you're familiar with them, Lorain County Nightmare. They stayed in that nightmare lane and lived with it. And it's a beautiful thing to watch and see because the fans love it. The fans are going to. It really, I commend you guys for stepping out of the box and stepping out and being your own true self. Because it's a lot of copycat. It's a copycat league. I hate to say it, but it is. And so for you guys to stand out, it says a lot about you. But before I let Brian Cheen back in, I'm an Ohio guy. I played my football in the Toledo area. I know about Glass City. I know about the Phantoms. What's going to happen this year? I know last year didn't work out, the way you guys would have wanted it to. It's a new year, 2024, new I-75 rivalry. What we doing this year? How we looking this year?
Like you said, this year, I put a big message out on my Facebook and our group chat, and every year I see as an owner, I try to go back and see what we didn't have, what we need, and then I talk with the staff, recruiter, Mark Garcia, the head coach, all our other coordinators, Michael Jimenez, you got Corey Gordon, we got Adam Stife, we got 2 DCs, 2 OCs making, a hybrid offense between 2 different systems on both sides. We got Scott McNett. He's our CEO. He's going. He's been around semi-pro for a long time, and he's bringing that winning tradition to us. Just to help me on the back end of it. Football and business. And then I got Vashawn Brown and Javon Phillips, and then Austin Lindley. We just been recruiting. And then we haven't been recruiting. Not to hate on semi-pro guys, but we've been trying to get out of that. Like you said, Duncan said, don't recycle guys, and I don't.
Right.
I literally go to every college in the area and, shoot my shot. And, this year has been crazy. I think we got about at least 10, 15 college guys, D2, D1, between D2, D1, and D3 coming here. We got an ex-NFL receiver, came through, and everyone's starting to see. And like our reach is starting to, go more out. We got guys from Cleveland, Fort Wayne now, Dayton, Cincinnati, Michigan guys, we got guys starting to buy in that 2.5 hour drive to come just play with us, and because they love the atmosphere and environment, and I try to make it as professional as possible. I want to put the professional in semi-pro. I want to put the pro in semi-pro. And just keep building our brand all the way around. And like you said, last year we was missing a quarterback. We got 4 quarterbacks now. We needed help in our our O-line. We got our O-line nice and big and chunky. real O linemen, not just big guys that just big. You got to have good feet. And our D line is no more fat guys. It's all athletic, 6'4", athletic guys. That's how it's supposed to be. So we just, I try to look at all the spots. Our receiver core is probably going to be the best probably the best in Ohio, probably one of the best in the country. We got like a couple number one receivers, we got probably like 6 number one.
Ain't with your chest, sir. I ain't mad.
So, we got like veteran quarterback Ben Kershaw for the Columbus Gladiators. He's the POV guy. He's millions followers views. He's coming playing with us. Bring that quarterback experience. He also plays all over. And also he's going to help us on the business social media side. So we're just looking to improve all the way around. And like this year, you was talking. I think you said about the I-75 us and the Toledo rivalry. I just they got us. We're 0-2 against them, and we just like we're taking 1 week at a time. Last year, I jumped in like, oh, we're looking to win the league and all this stuff, and that quarterback, we look good beginning of the year. First few games look good. Started playing the Outlaws, lost our quarterback the first half, and then we just went downhill. But we just never gave up. And we played the toughest teams in the country with no quarterback as a first year program. So, I'm excited. Our defense is even more stout than it was. I think we had about 30 turnovers last year, and that's a lot because our defense was on the field a lot. So they was tired as hell, so now we got a high power offense. Our playbook for offense is pro caliber. I'm looking at it. I'm just like, our college guys looking at it like, dude, what the hell? This is advanced. Like, so you got to know, our OCs is going to, whatever defense is going to put in front of them, they're going to, have a game plan for it.
Speaking of,
what I like about. Okay, Brian.
Oh no, sorry. The schedule, you guys had a pretty, like you said last year, you had a pretty tough schedule. You played the Outlaws, and you guys hung in there for the first half. And then like you said, the quarterback went down. This year, man, you guys travel all the way to Racine in the last game of the season, no less. I mean, that is crazy distance. But how excited are you to go actually play on that field and play against the Raiders?
Oh, we're excited. Like you said, shout out to Duncan, with PFA. He, bargained that deal for us, and they helping us out, with travel, getting up there. So, I'm excited. That's the semi-pro team you want to play. They're not just, there's just not football aspect of it. It's just everything, the environment where they play, the city shuts down for the games. That's a huge place for us to, have our opportunity to show out. And that's the last game of the year. By then we're going into the playoffs. We're in that, and no better. That's a championship caliber team. What other team to play against? Other than the Ravens, or a few other teams that will get us ready for playoffs. To sharpen our talent and skills more better. And that's an away game too for us. So we're excited.
Yeah, and that being said, with that, coach, and that's why I wanted to. I'm glad Brian went into that because I was about to ask you this question about that game. Nobody's giving you a shot. I mean, flat out, nobody's giving you a shot. It's Racine. What do you tell your guys to get to prepare for that game? What do you tell your guys leading up to that game to get ready
for the Racing game? What I'm saying? We're just gonna treat it like every normal game. We're not gonna, like you said, we gotta treat them with a sign of respect. But we're not trying to. We don't need that. Our thing. That's where our thing was last year. We try to put teams higher than they were, and then when we started playing them, we're like, damn, they're not that good. Like I said, I felt like we had our quarterback last year, the one that was hurt. I feel like we would have probably, we would have had a real strong shot at winning the league, and like I said, we was the game against the 82 Chargers. We was in the red zone 5 times with no quarterback, so we was doing something right. You got to score.
Definitely.
He said you got to score. We had like 3 different OCs last year. It's all, like I said, we were all new system all the way around this year. I had to get the right coaches that I feel that can get us to the championship. And now, like I said, our preseason is tough. We got the Cincinnati Dukes. They're number 1 in the country. We have who else? We got the Ohio Glads. They're national championship team and a league. We playing them, but they're going to be our first regular season game now. But they were supposed to be a preseason game. And then we're looking at the Northern Michigan Panthers. I know they just got a big they had a big thing in big game in Florida. They didn't really pull out, but like I said, they're still a league champion. You got to respect that. So we're playing 3 league champions the first, few games in the year, preseason. And then we got the Wolfpack, March 24th. And that's, we're right now, we're scrambling. We're practicing every week. We're about to be practicing every week until the 24th to, get everything in. Like I said, talent can take you so far, but coaching, that's where it's gonna come down to, especially the like the Pit Bulls. I know the Wolfpack guy has great coaching over there. A lot of other teams we play has great coaching, and that's what's going to set us apart because talent wise, I feel like we can compete with anybody talent wise.
For sure. I mean, you guys got a pretty tough schedule, like you said. You start off with the Gladiators, and then it looks like you're the Warriors, the Lima Warriors, and then the Hurricanes. They're from the MCFL. And then you guys host the Tornadoes, and then you guys play the Pit Bulls, and then Glass City, and then the Assassins. So I mean, you guys got a pretty tough schedule, but that's going to be cool to see you guys go to Racine. We're going to have Don Wadowitz on the show here in a couple of weeks. The voice, he's the play-by-play announcer for the Racine Raiders. So, he's got some good. If you want to know the history about the Racine Raiders, he'll tell you. He's been there forever.
Oh yeah, we've been watching film. We've been watching film and everything on them, and I think I watched the podcast. I think they still think we're doing two teams. We're not.
Okay.
So we're doing one. So, like I said, I took talent from two different teams and we just loading up. And the cool thing is we actually got guys buying in. Like guys, right now we got, like I said, guys are buying in. Like I said, that receiver core is 8 different receivers that can start anywhere else. I feel like, running back core. We got this guy from Dayton. The dude is humongous. Wait till y'all see him. I want to see how you run with the ball. And it's going to be.
Oh, I think we just lost him. Dang it. We'll see if he jumped. There he is. Hang on. We'll bring him back in. And we know he has to go to bed soon. So, but man, we appreciate you jumping on and chatting with us. And we'll definitely have you on. And I forgot to tell Chris that I'm having Aaron design our polo shirts for the show, by the way.
Oh yeah. Well, great. Yep.
Yeah, great.
So
we definitely appreciate it. Before we get him out of here, though, Brian, I gotta ask you. I ask everybody.
He's got to ask the question.
Now we got Glass City, we got Sin City, but we got Neo Pit Bulls. Who won Ohio?
Who's going to win Ohio?
Who runs Ohio?
I mean, because we got the 3A side and the 2A side.
Hey, in the games of ball, we line up. Who won Ohio? I don't care if it's 2A or 3A. We put the pads on.
I'm an honest guy. Like,
about the Neo. I want you to be as honest as possible because I know the Neo Pit Bulls is 2A team, but I played for the Pit Bulls. I know the type of talent they got. They can play with any 3A team. So I don't care about no 2A, 3A. We all in Ohio. We all putting these pads on. We lining up.
I mean, like I said, whoever won the 2A, that's right. That's what the Pit Bulls in Flag City, and then we're gonna play GCT. Only team we won't touch and we touching the Dukes too. The only team we won't be touching is the Bucks. So we went all through. We had to do it like a bowl game or something like that. Something.
I was trying to talk to Mark about getting like if you don't make it to nationals or whatever.
Like a Battle of Ohio. Yeah, I mean, it's plausible. Very plausible. Like I said, also. Oh, yeah, got enough teams. I know. Also, I didn't say anything, but we're so basically we partner with Bowling Green State University. This year, there will be they got like 3 or 4 students that's gonna be coming here doing like a last chance you grind hard, hard knocks type of deal.
Cool.
So we're gonna be doing that, all year. They're gonna be following us all the way around. So we plan to have like a TV show type of thing at the end of the season. So it's gonna be pretty cool. I feel like no one's ever did that, and we're gonna try to touch a positive aspect of Semi-Pro. I think I already have 4 community events lined up. They're gonna be with us with that. For sure, let's give it back to the community. That's another thing. I try to preach that we all need to give back some type of way. You ain't got to get thousands of dollars, just your time.
Make sure you send us some footage of that so we can feature that on the podcast. And the word on the street is that you may or not have your own podcast coming pretty soon.
Oh yeah, talking about Inside the Crypt.
Inside the Crypt, and with a special guest. With a special host to be announced later. We won't give that away. But that's been in the works for a while. So
Yeah, we want to
For
do
months,
you want to
it
do that and
works for
do
months,
some
so.
interviews and stuff on the field,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Just something different. You got to touch every outlet in semi-pro. Because nobody don't know about us. So I try to touch every outlet possible. So
You definitely do a good job,
You
man. We
done a
appreciate
great
all your
job,
work. Sorry, I was reading the chat. Well,
Definitely doing a
we're
great
gonna get
job,
Aaron
bro.
off here so he can so he can go to sleep and get ready for work because he's got to drive that truck. So, Aaron,
Yes,
thanks
sir.
again. Have a good night and be safe, and we'll talk to you again soon, man.
All right. Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Brian. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a blessed night.
You too. Thanks.
Sir.
That was Aaron Sanders, owner of the Flag City Phantoms, and great owner, great guy. Doing really great things over there in Flag City, and I'm so glad that they came back home to the PFA. We won't talk too much trash about that other league. We'll leave that to Jay Love, because this is the nice family friendly show, right, Chris?
This is a nice family Christian, regular schmegler. We don't get into, too much, but we will lead you to the water. You want to drink it, that's on you.
I see Daniel on. I don't know if he can hear me, but his screen's black, so we'll see if he. There he is. And I know Facebook was being picky, but I've been waiting 3 days to debut this segment for Andy, and since Andy's not here, Daniel's filling in. We're gonna call it Ask Andy, aka Dan Palmer tonight. But here we go. We'll be right back.
Get back, Jennifer. You're gonna be.
Can I have this sloth? Finger time. I wonder if my head could fit inside that bucket. Let's go find out.
You have adorable eyes, and I don't believe what I see.
Sorry, what's that?
You have a normal hat and big boots, I said.
No, man, it's too much. I can't take it. It's scary.
Gotta blow that whistle. Have a nice day.
I'm sorry, I cannot go without showing that. And how funny is it that some of those referees actually look like Andy?
Yeah.
Hey, really?
And by the way, Andy approved that video. I sent it to him the other night when I made it, so it was Andy approved. So no one think I was making fun of him or anything like that, or making fun of officials. But that last part where he's blowing the whistle, that referee, that was the best part of that video. How's it going, Daniel? Thank you for stopping by, and we're glad to have you on. We missed you last time, but you're a very important man, so we know sometimes that work calls. So, how are you, man?
Doing well. Thanks for your flexibility on the last time, letting Andy
Oh.
carry the water and reversing roles this time.
Oh yeah, Andy likes to talk, so we had plenty to talk about on there. Our plans changed a little bit tonight because it didn't work out to where we were going to have one of the coaches on and ask you guys questions that he got from his team, but he couldn't make it. So, actually, it was a scheduling conflict. It was my fault, but so we'll just jump right into it. What's changing for the rules as far as 23 versus 24? I think we might have touched on that with Andy when he was on, but I know some stuff is. The meetings happened and the league meeting happened or whatever. And so.
Yeah, we're going to be playing by NCAA rules. I think that's a change from last year. Last year, if I recall correctly, there were a few rule deviations that we did, namely pass interference was a spot foul rather than a 15-yard foul, 2 feet inbounds in order to possess the football. So we're eliminating that. We're going by a standardized set of rules. The one rule deviation that we are going to do is permit players that are not 50 to 79 to be eligible members of the offensive line without drawing an illegal formation foul. Those folks will have to report to the head referee, and they will be ineligible for the remainder of the game. So we'll waive that 5 requirement for 50 to 79. But beyond that, I think that's the only rule change that I'm aware of right now. I know there's been some conversations
That was a big
concerning
one, man.
the uniforms, but aside from that, I think it's pretty standardized.
Yeah.
That definitely was a big one. I know for sure. They a lot. Some, I won't say a lot. Let me be nice. Some people had a really big problem about that number situation. I mean, like living and dying by it.
You know, the number thing
Uh,
for me, I think it's from an officiating standpoint, it's important to at some point to normalize the 50 to 79 rule restriction where they're ineligible by number. It's really difficult for officials to spot the ineligibles downfield if they're not that number. It makes it harder to officiate. So I would hope in the future years that we go to the standardized prohibition on 50 to 79 being eligible, but understand that there needs to be a runway on that. And so I think that's why we made that amendment after the rules meeting.
all right. So Dan, I'm gonna say what you said in somewhat of a player's layman term. So players, we not hating. We not trying to stop you from showing love to your people or to your fallen soldiers or nothing like that. We are trying to make sure that the game is officiated correctly.
Yep.
And in order to do that, to help them out, the numbers help them officiate more efficiently. Okay? All right.
Absolutely, and more uniformly across the board. And I think that's for the betterment of the game. And so if we can all get on the same page as playing rules, and I think this is a big step forward by doing just the NCAA rules. It's going to be a more uniform officiating for the entire season. I remember last year doing different games where individuals were asking what set of rules we're playing by, and they seemed to be shocked when we explained the rules that we were playing by. So it allows people to not have to worry about that from week to week. We know what we're playing by. We know how we're going to officiate the game, and we're going to move forward and play the game of football.
That's awesome because I've been to games where the referees are using high school rules or a mix of different rules, and something happens and everybody's like, "What the heck's going on?" And they're like, they don't know what rules they're supposed to use, and it's crazy. But on that note, how's the planning going as far as getting official crews, Daniel? Like I know Andy had touched on some stuff about the it's been some positives and negatives from the refereeing crews that you guys are trying to secure.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's a cultural shift, and it's going to take time. Over the last few years, it's been difficult to find officials for this level of football, and I think it's no secret why that's the case. And so I think the paradigm shift we're doing here in the PFA, what we're doing to encourage better sportsmanship, but in the same time increase competitiveness. I think we are able to attract a lot more referees to what we're doing. Of course, it's going to take some time because cultural shifts do take time. But I think the more and more we expose referees to what we're doing here, the easier it will be to ultimately capture them and have them officiate in this league.
Well, I do want you to touch on a little bit as far as you can elaborate more as far as the event that we have coming up here with the referee clinic. As far as I know we're going to have a lot of referees coming in. What can you tell, give the coaches some things that they probably can ask, or what should they be looking into this to get out of this event? Basically, what can they look to get out of it?
Well, first, the refereeing clinic, just a little bit of a background. A lot of officials that are at the Division II, Division III level attend clinics in the spring time frame, anywhere from the end of February to the middle of April or May. And this is an opportunity for them to be seen by different supervisors at the Division I level or other lower level collegiate conferences. And so these officials are going to be actively participating in these scrimmages. They're going to be evaluated by the Division I officials, NFL officials, whoever it may be. So it's a really good opportunity for those students to grow and learn and get some feedback, and then ultimately, hopefully, make that jump to the upper levels. So I think this is an opportunity for coaches and players to ask a lot of questions. You're going to have a lot of expertise in the room, or rather on the field, that you're not going to get the rest of the year. So use this as an opportunity to ask questions and just be approachable. I think sometimes these officials are going to point some things out to you. Just be receptive of that feedback. And just maintain some sort of sportsmanship as you're doing it. So I think it's a really good opportunity for them to really get their questions flushed out with a good group of officials. And this clinic has started a few years ago. It's really exploded exponentially on what it's offering, and it's really becoming a premier a clinic in the Midwest. So I think it's just a really good learning opportunity for everyone. And in that vein, just be patient with the officials as well. While they are collegiate officials, it is nerve-wracking having someone from the NFL or Division I level right behind you, giving you feedback as you're officiating. So be patient with those folks. Don't scream at them. Don't become belligerent, because at the end of the day, that clinic is designed for players to learn and officials to learn. And so if we all come together with our passion of loving football, keeping that in mind, I think will be helpful. But yeah, all in all, a really good learning experience for everyone.
For sure.
Yeah, because I was even thinking myself about, like, you know, certain offensive coordinators, if you might have certain plays or certain things you might want to run. You know, this is the opportunity to, hey, can I line up like this? Is it okay if we do this? Or, you know, this is that time you can ask those questions.
Absolutely. Ask them about different formations you have. Ask them about different plays. You're exactly right. This is an opportunity to get that flushed out before the season starts. So absolutely take advantage of it. This is a resource for the teams just as much as it is for the officials.
Not every team has this opportunity to take advantage of something like that. So hopefully the 8 teams that are involved will take the opportunity and learn from it and get better. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I think this is an opportunity, not Brian, for everyone, not even just the 8 teams involved. I'm pretty sure even if one of your teams not involved, we do ask. I mean, come down, enjoy the event, you know, be a part of it. So you still can, even if your team is not involved, you still, and you're a part of this league, or if you're just a football coach or player, you just want to, you know, just have some information, gain some knowledge. This is an event that you can come to and learn a few things. So I think it's good for the area, for real. If I'm being specific, because like Danny said, these are NFL refs, these are Division II refs. Some of these refs are going to be possibly at our games. It's good to build a rapport. It's good to know these guys, get to know them. You know, refs have families too, so it might cut down this meeting might cut down angry meeting during a game. You know what I'm saying? So take
right.
Everybody try to take. You know, I hope everybody is taking it seriously. I think it's a big opportunity. It's a big step in semi-pro football. I've never been a part of anything like this before, where we've actually been able to talk to referees and legitimately try to find out rules and regulations before the season even starts. Never has happened before. You usually find out during the game. So I think this is great. I'm glad that PFA is taking the forefront and we're being able to be a part of it, also with the NCFL and the other leagues that are involved as well.
Absolutely. We're very thankful for all the teams that are participating in this clinic, because without the teams, there wouldn't be a clinic as well. So very thankful for their participation. And you brought up a really good point too. The officiating community really at the end of the day is a fraternity, and the officials within the community talk amongst each other. And so if they have a good experience with these teams, I think they're going to be more willing to share with their fellow officials that this is a league that they can participate in. If, however, of course, bad word travels quicker than good word, you know, and so they have a bad experience, certainly that you're going to have a lot of officials that hear about the negative experience. So again, it's just a great opportunity. It's awesome. This is in Cincinnati, Ohio. And they're doing a really tremendous job organizing this conference.
Yeah. Oh, Coach Jimmy Dean Melvin from the Pitbull says in the chat, refs are my friends for life.
We'll see if he says that in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
That's
just remember, you know, the referees have a hard job to do. I think harder than the coaches, and no matter what level of sport you're reffing, every time refs are underappreciated because they're always the bad guy. They're more than they're the good guys. So, kudos and hats off to you guys for doing what you do and putting on that shirt and going out there and dealing with adult babies sometimes. So,
it can be a tough role. We say the zebras are becoming an extinct species. It's really difficult to attract new officials. The average age in the state of Ohio is north of 59 years old for a high school sports official, and it's only getting older. And it's really difficult to get younger folks involved in this. And so again, that's why these bad experiences are drawing people away. You go on Facebook and it's hard to find, hard to avoid videos where there's some sort of verbal altercation or physical assault, and not just involving the officials, but spectators, parents, whoever they may be. And so it's, when you see that constantly, it's hard to want to go into that. So anyone that's interested in becoming an official at some point, we certainly welcome it. And the sky that, there's no limit to what you can achieve in the officiating community.
Well, I definitely do appreciate you guys. As a player, I've always said, it definitely was the hardest job, but I never wanted to leave the game up to the Zebras. So I never wanted to blame the game on the Zebras either. I always knew there was probably something that we could have did better in our situation to take it out of you guys' hands, because it is it's a hard job to do. So I appreciate you guys. I'm not gonna lie, I give referees hell when I'm on the sideline.
Some sort of grief is good. I like some sort of grief. If it's too quiet, we're not doing something right. So
yeah, I can't help it. But I'm very light in my banter. I know when there's a line. You know what I'm saying? I know when there's a line, but I definitely do teeter tot on that line. I know Jimmy can attest to that for sure. But I definitely appreciate you guys.
Of course, and at the end of the day, we're human, and humans make mistakes. Having said that, the one thing I do want to get across to everyone is this: judgment calls are judgment calls. We're gonna do our best to be in the right position, to make the right call. But at the end of the day, that judgment call is the final call. I mean, certainly the officials can get together and confer with what everyone saw, and then make a ruling. Last year there was some confusion on if you can challenge a judgment call. You cannot challenge a judgment call. However, what you can do is if you think a rule is being misapplied, that is something that I encourage every coach to utilize, to approach the official and say, hey, I don't think that penalty enforcement's proper. I don't think we enforce that rule properly. Can you please just take a look at it? And that's something that you can ask the officials to get together to talk about. But judgment calls are, we're not going to be, we don't have instant replay out here, so we're not going to be going back on that. But certainly if you think a penalty enforcement, such as a pass interference, they marked it off 17 yards, please, that's not a judgment call. That's a misapplication of the rule that needs to be corrected. And that's incumbent upon all officials. There's no excuse for misapplying a rule. Sometimes we're not going to be at the right place at the right time to make the right call based on judgment, but we should never misapply a rule in any game. And so we're going to continue to get in the rule book, to be knowledgeable on that, but certainly it's incumbent upon the coaches as well. If you see something going wrong, please point it out, especially when it comes to a rule.
And I'm going to piggyback on that one right there. I'm going to help you out real quick, Brian.
Okay.
Again, how you say things in the tone that you use. Okay, folks? So what all he's saying is, if you see him mark it 17, just say, hey man, I think you guys might have marked it wrong. Can we get a remark? Can we get this? Don't go over to my man and be like, hey man, what the hell is going on? You're not gonna get.
You learn how to count.
You're not gonna get a good response. Okay, again, like you said, we all human. So let's communicate like we human beings, like we men. Okay. Talk to them like you want to be talked to. All right, that's all you got to do. If you, especially, my thing is, if I know I'm right, there's no reason for me to be hostile. I just need to point it out. There's no need for me to be hostile at all because I know I'm right. I'm just pointing out a mistake. That's all Danny's saying. Okay, so if you come aggressively and you don't get the response that you're looking for, work on your, your communication skills. All right.
Don't make Daniel go.
Come March 24th and practice. All right, get some practice.
Yep.
Don't come at Daniel and be all crazy because he'll just say overruled and he'll just kick you out of the game like he's in court, right, Daniel?
Yeah, we had two yellow flags, and I'm the judge, the jury, and the executioner. So it's a little different in the criminal justice system.
So for the teams that are like, I know we're playing a lot of cross league games. So if a PFA team is hosting one of those cross league games, it's the PFA rules, correct?
Yeah, that'd be accurate, and I think that's a good note. Yeah, we'll be doing NCAA rules minus the one exception I mentioned earlier. But please point that out to the official when they get to the site to let them know that you have a visiting conference that's coming in. That way we can take a little bit more time when we're working with those coaches in the pregame to let them know that we are going by NCAA rules and take that time to make sure they're on the same page as far as the playing rules go. So yeah, on your home sites, we'll be doing PFA rules, but please let us know if we have that exception.
And on that flip note, teams that are traveling to like, Indy Bison, they're in a different league. I don't know. I can't remember what rules the MCFL uses. I want to say they're NFL rules, but I can't remember. So don't forget that you're not using the PFA rules when you go to a cross league game and then get mad at a referee for not calling something.
Know the league that you're playing and know their rules. Okay. Nobody wants to be out here like the 49ers, not knowing rules and games. Okay.
Well, Daniel, we appreciate you stopping by and updating everybody on the rules changes and the clinic, and we'll definitely going to have you and Andy on more. I wish Andy would have been here to see his premiere video, but I mean, I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't go without showing it. So once again, we appreciate
we're
you
going to catch Andy in real time, Brian. We're going to catch him in real time. We're going to have to get some footage in, and we're going to make our own little one just as him. Yep. We're gonna just like the one we got. We're gonna get some live footage during the season of him refereeing, and we're gonna put a whole little package together for him.
Yeah, and we're gonna make our own bad lip reading video. Me and Chris are. But once again, Daniel, we appreciate your work and we appreciate Andy's work. You guys are definitely one of the reasons why the PFA is where it's at and where it's going to go. And we appreciate you guys, and we definitely look forward to talking to you more during the season.
Really appreciate it. Thanks for the platform to share with everyone today. So thank you so much.
Yep, anytime.
Take care, guys.
All right. Hey, shout out to my man, Agent Zero. My man, D'Angelo James in the chat. What's up going on? He's a free agent out there, ladies and gentlemen. If you need a defensive end, he's a free agent. Throwing it out there. I'm not his agent, but I know somebody who is. Also, Sam Lindsay. Sam Lindsay, thanks for showing up. Appreciate you for tapping in, representing the Westside Cheetahs. Number 99 is in the building. Thank you again. Hope you like and share, like what you're seeing. Can't wait to have. We're definitely having somebody. I don't know if it's the next show or the following, but I know we're having the Westside Cheetahs on.
That's the head coach will be on. I think on the 14th. I think that's what we have scheduled.
We got you guys locked in, Sam. We got it. We got it all under control. Definitely want to have you guys on this platform. I'm a little interested. This is my first time hearing about the Westside Cheetahs, so this is going to be a good time to get to know you guys and get to see what you guys are all about. So I'm excited about that too. But yeah, thank you guys. Okay, Coach, I see you. I'm liking the chat right now.
See you, Coach. We see you, Coach. I know. I see it.
Some stuff going on.
We appreciate everybody sticking with us tonight with the technical difficulties. We'll have to figure out what's going on, and I think that's probably because I added the music. But once again, we'd like to thank our guest, Aaron Sanders, owner of the Flag City Phantoms. Make sure you guys check them out, follow them, like them. And as always, Daniel Palmer, Assistant Director of Officials. And we'll try to catch Zoe on the flip since it was my fault. Or part,
right now, bro. You see the chat?
Oh, yeah. Now it's lighting up. Now they're joining. Been going for an hour and a half, and they're showing up.
I see it. Okay, MC Rams is in the building. Okay. Thank you for
Thank
joining us,
Thank you, Michael.
Jimenez. Is that how you say
Yeah.
Jimenez?
It was an
Okay,
okay
thank
show. We had some issues. I wouldn't say it was a great show,
Okay,
but I'll take it.
we're getting there.
We're getting
We're
there.
getting there. But yeah, we guys during the show, man, this is the kind of hit the chat up because you might ask a question that we can actually ask the person that we're talking to. If you guys have a question, it might be a good one. We'll ask. You know what I'm saying? So the chat is where it's at during the show, man. So please fill it up when you guys come on here. And like I said, always tell us what team you from because we definitely give you a shout out. No matter if you're in the PFA or whatever. If you're playing some micro football, we definitely appreciate you tapping in. So we definitely give you a shout out. Tell us your organization.
We have our regulars. We have our regulars in the chat. Dan Vaughn's a regular. He's from the Flag City Phantoms. Used to be at Fort Wayne Wolverine. I know Dan. So and Grindhard was in there. He said Grindhard said we need to start debating with each other. I'm not good at debating on a good day. So I don't know how
we can't really debate anything right now, Brian, because we don't have anything to debate for real. We can't really debate anything until the season starts. Until you might have a couple favorite teams. I might have a couple of my favorite teams. And that and forth. Right now, I mean, all we can give y'all is information and announcements at this point in time about what's going on. We can't really get into debating who's the best this, who's the best that yet, because you guys haven't performed and put that on the field for us to see. Trust me and Brian are probably going to have some debates here coming up, but you guys got to give us, the ammunition to have those debates. You guys got to put in the work on and off the field. So,
and just so you know, any of the teams that are in the PFA, if you get blown out like 70-0, we don't want to hurt your feelings, but we're probably going to talk about you a little bit. I mean,
everything shot. I'm going with this because we talked about it. If you guys listen, the eye in the sky, Coach Rondé, the eye in the sky is always watching. You better be doing your job. We're getting film from all the coaches. Okay, all the coaches. You ever seen Shaq and the Fool? Don't be doing something. Don't be doing something you're not. Don't be doing something you're not. What do you say? I'm blocking you guys.
We'll find you, Jimmy. We'll find you.
Yep. We sure will. And I need that tape because I'm going to share it. I need that tape. Yeah, but we're definitely gonna have a segment like a Shaq and the Fool. I'm catching guys, miss blocking assignments. If you get your ankles broke, if you know what I'm saying, if you get ran over, yeah, we're gonna expose you here on the rundown. So I say that to say this: the season is still around the corner. If you've been sitting on the couch for the last couple of weeks, this is the time. Yeah, this is the time to go ahead and get up. Go ahead and, do a little running, get your cardio going, don't get it together. Jimmy said, announcement for the Neo Pit Bulls. All their games will be live on YouTube. So if you are wanting to watch the Northeast Ohio Pit Bulls this upcoming season, they will be live streaming their games on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Northeast Ohio Pitbull YouTube channel. Pretty sure. So you definitely can check them out. Honestly, most of our teams are trying to get that acclimated as far as live stream. I know all our teams will have their games recorded. And as the PFA, we have our own YouTube channel. We're going to be posting those games on there. So you can watch them at your leisure. But I know some of our teams are definitely trying to do live stream games so you can watch them in real time. And it looks like the Pit Bulls are going to be one of those things. So congratulations, shout out to Jimmy for that. That's definitely big for the organization. I'm pretty sure Flag City might be one of those teams too. That's probably going.
I think Flag City would definitely be. I think they did last year.
Yeah, so it's a couple of teams I know for sure are going to probably be doing live stream games, which is great. D-Lo, you're not retired. I don't want to hear any of that nonsense. You are literally 7 years younger than me, and I'm about to be 40. And I played all through my 30s, so nah. I'm not trying to hear any of that, sir. I'm not trying to hear any of that.
I'm 45, man. I don't think I can do much. Sometimes I can't get out of bed without hurting myself. So, but yeah, like I said,
You give me, and I say this respectfully, okay? When I say this, you give me a chance to play against any one of the top teams, whether it's the Ravens, any one of these new teams, even one of these new teams I haven't played against. You give me like 2 months. Give me like 2 months. I'll jump back on the field.
you go ahead and do that, and you go ahead and do that,
Hey,
Chris.
listen, I ain't say for a whole season. You know, this one,
You didn't even
like
say for a whole
girl.
game. You just said you would go back on the field. It could be for a play, right?
Yeah, I just go back on again. I give you a couple. You know what I'm saying? I give you about, hey, I give you about 20 plays. I give you about 20, 25. About 20, 25 plays I give you. You know what I'm saying? And listen, and it's got to be in a championship game. I'm a mercenary. I'm a mercenary now. It's got to be in the championship game. I'm not playing regular season no more. That's big.
What's up, Dominic Harris? How are you doing, buddy? But yeah, man, join us. Our next show will be March 14th. March 14th. There's a little bit of a gap there, but we're going to take a extra week off to take a break. And like I said, you'll get sick of us here in a month or so because we'll be on every week, twice a week. So
we definitely will be filling you with content during those weeks. We'll probably put up some more clips of the past shows that you guys haven't seen, and get you reacclimated to what we've already discussed. Over the first 5 episodes, this being episode number 5, over the first 5 episodes, but like Brian said, y'all be tired of us. We talk to y'all every single week before the season starts. We'll run out of stuff to tell you.
Yep. Like I said, episode 6 will be on March 14th. Don Wadowitz, the play-by-play voice of the historic Racine Raiders, will join us. Head coach of the West Side Cheetahs, Logan Payne, will also be on the show. And then I don't know his last name, but you said Monty he's a player rep from Glass City.
Yeah, Monty Abrams.
There you go.
Monty Abrams. I want to say I don't want to misspeak his name, but also the owner. I want to say his last name, Mr. Henderson, is also from Glass City. He'll be joining us as well.
Okay. But that's going to do it for us tonight. And like I said, thank you for hanging in there. And the chat actually picked up, and the viewers, I don't know what was going on, but thank you guys for hanging in there. We'll it's a work in progress every week. So don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, to the YouTube, to Facebook. We appreciate you guys doing that, and it helps us out. Like I said, we do this for the PFA, for the teams. So this is your show. So we can't do it without you guys. So hit us up. Let us know you want to be on, and we'll take, it doesn't matter what team you're on. Doesn't matter what position you play. If you represent the team in a positive light, then we want you on. But until then, as always, I'm Brian and my co-partner Chris here, and we'll be back next time, March 14th, 7:00, right here, live on Facebook, YouTube, and couple of Facebooks and YouTube. So yeah. Right. Have a great night, and everybody be safe.